Hello, everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Beyond the Cover. Yes, I'm so excited on today. I know that the signal every time, we just need to just get used to that. Every time the signal is going to act up or what have you, but who cares? We are going to go ahead and get started on today because when I say what the topic of today is, you don't want to miss it. Now, the topic of today is when you see me, you see him. It's the God in me. So it's going to go deeper. We're going to go beyond the cover so you can discover exactly what it is. Now, behind me, we have my Amore Too Classy dress. It is two-tone, as you know. This is perfect for the office. It's a light blue, beautiful, and it even has the beautiful light blue cufflinks and all of that. It is gorgeous. I'm telling you, so gorgeous. I'm gonna politely wait before I show you anything else. Well, the signal is going up. So I'm gonna show you our $10 subscription boxes. They come in the leopard, which is my favorite print. These come with a candle as well, a prayer card, a pen, and some paper. I don't know if you can see this, but this is what this comes in. So these are our $10 subscription boxes. So if you want just the $10 subscription boxes, this is what you'll get. You'll get a wonderful candle that this one actually says faith moves mountains. And that's part of what we're going to talk about on today when I say. So that's in our $10 subscription boxes. So if you want to subscribe, this is our $10 subscription box. It looks just like this. Only $10 just to subscribe, and you get all these wonderful gifts. You get a candle, a pen, a prayer card. You also get a paper to write down on your note cards as well. So you get all this for $10. You can't beat that. A whole candle. Smell good candle with scripture to help you out, and a scripture card. So those are our $10 subscription boxes. I showed you guys the $20 and the $30 subscription boxes, but those are $10. So if you just want to start off with the $10 subscription boxes, you can do that on our website below at cportraitsmagazine.com. Now I'm ready to get started, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these. Most of you guys see these at my pop-up shops. These are bracelet watches. These are very classy bracelet watches, if you could see that. And this is only $15. So this is located at our store as well. That you can also see if you go to the website at cportraitsmagazine.com. Now, is there anything at all? You can also pair this beautiful necklace and earring set. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is so beautiful. But you can pair that with this, honey. Look at that. Gorgeous. You'll be styling and profiling with the More Too Classy Boutique. I'm telling you, we have the jewelry and everything to match and go with everything that you need. Now, we also have our new pens in. These are our two-tone diamond pens as well. So, you know, it has to have the blue on top, the turquoise. We have that available. Don't forget to get our journals. Like I said, if you don't want to get the $30 subscription box and you just want this journal, we have this available also at our store and on our website at cportraitsmagazine.com. Now, we're going to have something new. Now, we have our lookbooks, which you can look and you can see, you know, the items that we have. But we're now going to start having a catalog because a lot of people thought that these lookbooks were just a catalog, but these are really lookbooks just to look to see, you know, what we have. But since I've had so many requests on the catalog, we're going to have a catalog book. So I'm working on that. That may be out next week, maybe tomorrow. Who's to know? It's up to God. So we will have the catalogs. We have our February magazine coming out that will have the MLK photos that I took. It will have the businesses, the pop-up shops that I went to. It'll also showcase another business. So it's going to have a lot of community activities that happened in the month of February. To also have some of the kids that are in my Amore Kids Modeling entrepreneurship classes. So it's exciting. I'm working on that as well. We went on a field trip to the Maryville College yesterday. I took the kids to look at some artwork and look at the art exhibit that I have posted on my page. And it was awesome because the kids were so amazed at the artwork. So most of it was biblical artwork. And the kids loved it. They saw, I think there were 4 paintings of me by artist Alan Jones. So they were excited. They was like, oh, that's Nidra, you know. So we had a blast. If you haven't went to the exhibit, there's more paintings that you can see. It's not just paintings of me. There's paintings of others. It's beautiful art. So you want to go out to Maryville College and check out their art exhibit. There it's very nice and classy and quiet. So the kids and I, we enjoyed that. It was so fun. They enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So we had a great time. I can show you guys a clip. Hold on. Let me show you a small clip if I can. Here you go. Let me show you a clip real quick. All right. So, yes, we had an awesome, amazing time at the art exhibit at Maryville College. So, if you want to, I think it's going to stay up until February the 25th. So, you want to go check it out before, I guess, they take them down. So, that's the great news that you will see. Like I said, when you see me, you see him. It's the God in me. Now, I know you guys want me to go beyond the cover so you can discover what I'm talking about. Now, what I mean when I say it's the God in me, and when you see me, you see him. Well, God is the CEO. I'm not the CEO of my business. God is the CEO of my business. He is my provider. It's not Sea Portraits Magazine LLC. It's God. So when you see the blessings that God has blessed me with, just know it has really nothing to do with Shanidra. All I'm doing is just being obedient to God and doing what God has me to do. But it's not, what y'all see is not me. I have the time. Let me tell you, when you see me, you're going to see him. I want you guys not to look at the cover. You go beyond this cover, and I want you guys to see my Father and see what my Father is doing, because this has nothing, when I say it has absolutely nothing to do with Shanidra, like I'm just having faith and really literally just doing whatever he tells me to do. Period. That's it. Just walking and, getting out of my comfort zone, talking to you guys, just, doing whatever he has me to do as he shows me the many gifts that he has put inside of me, that he put in me, that I didn't even know I had. So when you see me, you're going to see him. You're going to learn today, because you're not going to, it's not me. I'm telling you. Everybody keeps saying, and I must, because I cannot stand it. Every time I say it's God, no, it was you. You had to. Okay, let me tell you something. I was in a wreck January the 28th of this year, 2022. This year. This was weeks ago. Weeks ago. Car is totaled. I just got the car. God blessed me with the car January the 7th of this year. Let me tell you, this year, God blessed me on January the 7th with the with the 2018 Ford EcoSport. Well, on January the 28th, this is the same month. I didn't even have it a month. It hasn't even been a month yet. In the same month, I got hit from the back. Period. Who would have known? All I was doing on that day, I had went to Walmart to get party supplies, because I was going to have a birthday party for one of my kids in my class. I was headed home. It happened right outside of my home. I got pushed into ongoing, not only did I get smacked, I got smacked into ongoing traffic. The whole trunk dented in. My daughter was in the back seat. That was Shanidra, I guess. Shanidra just popped up out of there on her own. And, well, yeah, you got out of there and you did that, girl. You were strong enough. I didn't even know I was still alive. I didn't even know I had a knot on my head. This just happened. Well, it's not even a month later. Now, before that, so y'all can see that this is God. Before that, I had a 2019 Kia Rio. Well, nothing was wrong with it. I was going to keep it. I was thankful, blessed. Thank you, Lord. I finally got a working car that works, that hasn't gave me any problems. The payments aren't bad. I was not complaining at all. Not at all. Not about to complain. So, let me tell you what God did. He was like, Shanidra, now this is how I have to be obedient. Nothing wrong with the car, but I had to be obedient. He said, Shanidra, go ahead and take your car to CarMax. This is his specific words. He gives you specific orders, and you have to do it in his order. And I took it to CarMax. They paid, they gave me a quote of like $15,000. I'm going to tell you how God worked. I didn't even know. Now, on my thing, it said that I owe like $16,000 more dollars. But that wasn't the payoff amount. Let me tell you about my father. Now, that wasn't the payoff amount. So I'm thinking, dang, they're only gonna, and they had quoted me $15,000. So I'm like, well, I might have to put $1,000 or something with it or whatever to pay it off. But that's all right. God, I'm thankful you're gonna pay it off. However you're gonna do it. And he was like, I don't work like that, sweetheart. So let me tell you. So they quoted me that. I sat on it and prayed on it just to make sure that this was, I want my confirmation, make sure that I'm hearing right. So, because I'm like, nothing wrong with this car. It's a 2019. It's a pretty new car. So I really, you already blessed me with the Nissan Pathfinder that's paid off. So I don't have to worry about, I have two cars. So what I don't need to take this car anywhere. But I prayed on it. God was like, go ahead. What are you waiting on? Go take that Kia Rio and trade and just let them pay for it. So they bought the Kia Rio. Mind you, they quoted me $15,000 and something. It only cost $10,000. $10,000. Them tell you how God works. I didn't know how this was going to play out or nothing. I'm just doing what God told me to do. This is the part of obedience because he told me that I have to break it down. So this is the part of obedience. Nothing was wrong with my car. It was a 2019 fairly new car. I was fine with it. The payments were low. I mean, I didn't have no problems. I had two cars. I didn't have to, I'm not worried at this point. I'm like, God, I'm good. But he told me to go ahead and let them buy that car. So I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, he already blessed me with this building before I got the car. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just wanting me to let them pay for that car so I can have extra money or something in my pocket. Now, you see the signal trying to mess up. Don't worry about my face. Just continue to hear me. But anyways, so God was like, and this is the text that you're going to get along the way. Let me just go ahead and let you know that. So there was some text along the way that I'm going to let you guys know. Because he's telling me I have to tell the whole story. So, because I keep saying obedience, and he said go beyond the cover on that. So, now I go and go to CarMax, let them buy the car. I'm like, so do I get another car or what? God was like, no, not right now. So I'm like, okay. They was like, okay, we're just waiting on them to give us the payoff amount. La, da, da, da. They get off the phone. This all happened in one day. Get off the phone. They was like, oh, okay, so they're only wanting the payoff is only $10,000. I was like, okay, so I'm thinking they're gonna keep the rest of the money or whatever. They quoted me $15,000 that they was gonna pay off my car, but they're just gonna keep the rest. I don't know how it works. I'm just following what God told me to do. So. Now, mind you, I already had this building. He already blessed me with the building. I already got confirmation on the building. So then I'm like, okay. They tell me that. I'm like, okay. Well, thank you. So got Ubered back home because I already had my Pathfinder still at home. I already had another car. So I was like, okay, I'm straight. Maybe you don't want me to get another car right now. You want me to just be in this Pathfinder? I'm fine. It's paid off. I don't have no payments. Good. That's what I'm thinking. This is not Shanidra again. I don't know what's going on. I'm just following, being obedient to God. Then, after that, the same day before I got home, they were like, hold on, Miss Matthews. They got me an Uber. I didn't have to pay for the Uber or whatever. They paid for that. Then they was like, we have to write you a check. I'm like, write me a check. I said, I thought that you were going to pay out. You were going to pay my car off. And they said, yes, we already sent them the check. That is done. That's paid off. That's paid for. Boom. 2019 Kia Rio, paid for it. Done with. And they're going to cut me a check. What? Because they quoted me that they were going to pay $15,000. So they gave me the $4,000 and something, almost $5,000. Almost $5,000. Now, how did I didn't know this was going to happen. So I'm like, okay, great. Couldn't wait to get to my Pathfinder to put it in the bank. So I get into the Uber. They drive me home. I have my other car already waiting at home. Get into the Pathfinder, deposit that. Then God was like, I need you to get a van for the building, for the kids. I'm like, what? So I'm looking, I'm like, dang, they're wanting $5,800 for this van. This is perfect, but I don't have, $5,000 to be spending on. I was like, you only gave me, $4,500. So I asked the guy if he could take $4,000. So the guy I have to take out $1,800 if he's gonna give me this van. I said I could pay you today if you could give it to me for $4,000. He said, yes, we got a deal. He was like, if you can get it today, I will give it to you for $4,000. So the van is paid for, paid off with the money from the Kia Rio. I didn't know how that was going to happen. So I'm telling y'all how God works. So then, after that, so this is all money that I didn't have that was just happened. So I can tell you now that it's already done. It's already paid for. All that stuff is done. Credit done shot up. Let me tell you how God, when you see me, you're going to see God. Period. You are not going to be able to give me no credit because I'm going to tell you exactly, like, this is God. This is how he orchestrates. If you just listen and be obedient to God and do what God tell you to do, this is how he do it. You just moving and grooving and you like, okay, all right, well, I think it's just because he wants me to not have a payment and all that stuff. So I thought I was keeping the pathfinder. Now, I don't like telling my business, but since this is done and, all the stuff has already been paid off, it's literally, skyrocketed my credit, all that stuff God just did, I'm just saying it's already done. So there's nothing that can stop it. It's done. So then after that, I bought the van. It's paid for, done. That can't be taken. Have insurance, all that on it, done. So he paid for the van out of the Kia Rio. Boom. Thinking that's all the payment I'm getting out of the Kia Rio. Nope, got a check yesterday. So another check from the Kia Rio. Still getting money from the Kia Rio. Now, the same week, I think I went on a Monday. I think on the Wednesday I went because God said, go trade in your Pathfinder. I'm like, they ain't gonna give me hardly nothing on this, but I was like, okay, Lord. So they offered me I think it was like $16,000 or $18,000 or whatever for the Pathfinder because it was just a 06. And I was like, oh, okay. So offered me that. I went and looked. Then that's when I picked out, the EcoSport gas-friendly car. So get that, and no money down because the Pathfinder, basically, they use that to pay for that. Walked out spending no money on that. God orchestrated that. Now, lo and behold, I did not know. That's why when you see me, you're going to see him. Because I did not know that I got out on January the 7th with the new car. That I didn't have to put no money down, just that Pathfinder paid for that. Then God, so I'm driving a new car, whoop-de-woo. January the 28th, I get smacked. Car is totaled. Then get lied on. See, I told you it's going to be a text. As you can see, the signal has been acting up the whole time I've been talking. I see it. But, we have to continue. You have to continue to move forward. Because the same day that I had the wreck, when I realized that God kept me alive, that's when, I was like, okay, well, since I'm still here, I'm in this rental car now. He blessed me to be in another car. I'm still walking and looking the same. No scratches, just like me, Shaq Shavik and Bendigo when they got out the fire. He's still doing the same thing that he did back then today. Me and my daughter came out with no scratches and the car is totaled. Internally and externally. I couldn't even move it from the scene. We got smacked onto ongoing traffic. Who saved me? That was not Shanidra. How in the world did I think that I was going to get out of that? God. When you see me, you're going to see God. So I was just in a wreck January the 28th of this year after getting a new car. So you got to know the enemy big man. But let me tell you, so the Kia Rio skyrocketed my credit. Then, he just paid off a 2019 just last month. Just last month he paid off the car. Now this other car, since that wreck, is paid off. Just got the note of that being paid off. This was a $20,000 car, and I didn't even have it a month, and he paid that off. Now I'm about to be in another one. When you see me, you're going to see God. You're not going to see me. You're going to see God. You're going to see what God does when you are obedient, when you just follow him. It did not make any sense. I didn't know what was happening, how it was going to happen. I didn't understand why I was giving them my 2019. Didn't have any problems, nothing. I was fine. Payments great. All of that. I was great. But God was like, go ahead and get him that car or whatever. I'm like, oh, maybe he don't want me to have. I didn't even know. That's what I'm telling you. It's God. When you see me, you want to see him. It's the God in me. Because when you see how he orchestrates stuff and you realize that you don't even understand it, but you just being obedient, doing what he tell you to do, the way he tell you to do it, and then he just blesses you like this, you be like, what in the world? Why do people not see God? But God got on me because he was like, because you're not telling them nothing. You don't tell them none of your story or nothing. I'm like, because it's none of their business. They just didn't know being obedient or whatever. He was like, who are you talking to? So, I got smacked right. And I'm telling y'all my business. And I don't even like telling my business. But if it's going to glorify my Father, I will do it. Because I did not know how this was going to happen. But he keeps on blessing just for me being obedient. Now let me tell you, before I was fully obedient like this, that's why I'm so grateful and thankful and able to appreciate what he's doing now. Because back then it was like, yeah, God loves me. He's gonna do this for me anyway. I was a little bit cocky with it, but now after I done been through the storms in my life, when I tried to do it on my own, and it was not like this. I couldn't go into a car dealership and get what I want and just walk out, and it don't take forever because they're trying to figure out what they're going to put me in because my credit's shot and all this stuff. Honey, I've been there, done that. 2 kids still with God. So when you see me, you're going to see God. I'm telling you, I don't know. That's why people are like, well, you had it. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff is going to happen. I just have to just listen, be attentive. You can't just spend an hour with God. You got to acknowledge him in all of your ways and everything that you do. I talk to him all day. I need to find out what we doing. What are we doing, God? What are we? Because you the CEO of this. You pay all of this. It's not me. So what are we doing today? That's what y'all need to acknowledge him in all of your ways. What are we doing, God? What are we doing today? Because it's God. I'm telling you, I did not even know. I had no clue how any of this was going to happen because it's never happened like this ever in my life. When I was in sin or halfway in and halfway out or whatever you want to call it, not knowing that, I'm thinking, oh, I go to church and I do this and I do that. And, my kids are in church and I this and I that. And I'm a good, no. And I spend an hour with God and I do, honey, that was me. That's how I'm telling you. And I was not getting this because I did not spend enough time. It was like, so I'm waking you up. I'm giving you all these hours to breathe and have your free will. And all you gonna give me is an hour? An hour in your day? I'm like, yeah, because I'm busy, God, and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying. He's like, how you doing that? You can't do that without me. And honey, I tried it. I tried to, it's all on me. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to work. I got to do this. I said all of this. Me. And when I was doing it, I was going, because it was just too much. I was putting too much on myself when he said, cast all your cares and burdens unto him. We're supposed to just hear. Now, and I'll be like, here you go. That's too much. Now, I do the works, as you can see. But when it's more than I can bear and when it's outside of what I can do, when I can't, there's nothing that I can do. That's when I used to freak out like, oh my gosh, what? There's nothing I can do. And God's like, okay, hey, here I am. Hey, can you give it to me? But I'll still be trying to figure it out, going to buy here, pay here lots and doing this. And I got to figure this out because I got to get a car. How am I going to get a car? Oh my gosh, I got to, I. And God was like, no. If you go to the I am instead of thinking that you are, we don't do this. Because when I was doing this without God and without acknowledging God, it did not work out in my favor. Period. But now that I'm just like, hey, God, what are we doing? Okay, you want me to get rid of my 2019 car? It's not messed up or anything. But I just did it. Not knowing how it was going to happen. This building wasn't even, I didn't come here for this building. But pray to God, I'm like, well, If you think I can afford this, then I'm going to go for it. Period. Then I'm like, well, dang, I don't have my Pathfinder no more. He's like, don't worry about that. I'm going to pay. I'm about to buy you a van. You ain't got to worry about what are you worried about all of this stuff for. You're going to be able to get the kids. I'm going to provide all the needs. You're not going to need anybody or anything but me. And literally, that's what he's been doing. No other source, no nothing. I'm a for-profit business, so I don't get all this extra money. It's just God's money. I'm telling you, he just dropping money just for obedience, just because I'm just doing what even when it's not going to make sense to us. That's why he said, lean not into thy own understanding, but to acknowledge him in all of your ways. It's so simple when you say it, but when you really start living and doing it, you're like, oh, that all I had to do was be obedient all this time and just listen to you and spend more time with you than these haters and these gossipers that don't care about me. Why are we listening to them instead of him, the creator of them, of all of us? He's the creator, almighty. And we listening to them and letting them tell us who we are. I did it. I'm sitting here like, hey, can you tell me what did God's like, come to me. I'm going to tell you. Let me direct your path. Why you keep having these jobs and all these other people trying to direct your path when I am the I am? I knew exactly what I had planned for your life before I even formed you. I already knew what I was about to do with you. Period. So why are you going to everybody but me? So when you see me now, not back then, but now, when you see me, you're going to see him because it's not Shanidra. And that's what I mean when I say it's not me. Quit looking at me because I don't know. I half the time don't know. And that's why in my classes I teach you about faith, because without faith, you might as well, because you're doing things in your own will. Then you wonder why things are not coming together. Because we have to do it his will and his way. When I wasn't doing it his way, and when I wasn't celebrating, and you got to do all of it. All of it. And you can do it if I can do it. I've been doing it for some years now. And I have peace. Peace. I'm telling you what I say. Them little fake smiles that y'all used to say, honey, can't nobody put this smile on my face but my Father. When you see me, you're going to see him. And I have not posted about this building yet because I have to wait on when he is ready. And when he is ready, he's going to get all the glory because I didn't even know about this building. The God can tell you he did not even have this building on the thing. I did not come for this building. Period. I was not going to pay as much. But when God was like, look, I'm paying it. Because you're going to do what I want you to do in this building. Period. You're going to help others birth out their gifts. Period. So that they can have faith in me. They're going to see you and they're going to see me. Period. They're going to see what I'm doing in your life. You're going to let them know what it is. Because you're not going to take none of the glory because you already know that it's me. And it's God, the Almighty. It's not me. So when you see me, you're going to see him. Period. Because it's not me. So what you see, all the blessings and all that stuff is him. I half the time don't even know. I'm just like, yep. Then you just see me in the blessing, but half the time I don't even know how. I'm just like y'all, just looking like, okay. How did you? I was just obedient. I just heard what he told me to do, and I just did it. Oh, but I know that. But I'm just telling you. I don't know what he did, or all I'm telling you. That's all I know. I didn't know how. I couldn't. There's no way I would have been able to figure this out. Period. He didn't even have this on the thing. There's no way I would have known that they was going to give me money for it. I didn't know that the payoff was going to be. I'm calculating how much I'm going to pay. God was like, you ain't going to have to pay nothing. I'm telling you, it's a total difference. I can tell you because I've been on both sides. I'm not one to act like I'm just better than and oh, I've never sinned and oh, I'm this and I'm that. That's not me. Period. Period. And honey, I'm telling you, I've been there, done that. That's why I can see the difference. I did not understand the word on my own. I had to spend more time with God to understand the hidden things that He have in His Word. I was saying all types of stuff. Oh, I don't need that. I hear from God. I don't need none of that. I'm not about to have them. They try to touch and mess with that word. I'm not going to mess with that. I said all of that. Period. Period. Zero. I said all of that. I said that I wasn't going to mess with the word. I said, because I was like, I hear from God. What? I don't need nothing else. But when God told me to get into His word, I don't need nothing else. I am going to be in His word because now I can understand it, the deeper revelations that are in His word. And now I understand, now that I'm living this life and not just speaking this life, now I know what it means to be a doer of His word instead of just a hearer. Because I was just repeating, stuff too, honey. Be honest. That's what I was doing. And but now that I'm living it, I can understand what it meant when Moses heard God from a burning bush. Because God talks to us through many different things. It's not just mere human beings. He talks to us through a lot of things. That's why I tell y'all to get the revelation. That's why I tell you about the eagles. That's why I tell you about different birds. That's why I tell you about different things, because He's going to talk to you in many ways. But His sheep hear His voice, and you'll be able to hear His voice. But I don't want you to be like, oh, well, no, that ain't God. Honey, lean not into thy own understanding. Lean not. I understand what lean not mean. Lean not into your own. It's not going to make sense. Me being a single mom, a fresh single mom. I mean, my daughter was just 1 or 2 years old. My son was just about to be 5. No elementary, they just down in elementary school. So I didn't have any elementary school kids when He told me to take this leap of faith. Nobody in my family took this leap of faith. Nobody. So can't go to anybody and say, hey, how did you start your business with kids? Who was I going to ask? So everybody work, because that's all we are taught. That's all we know. But we need to know God, because once we know God, we peace. If you don't go to God for nothing else, this peace, you can't get peace from nothing. I'm telling you, honey. There's nothing. I'm not worried about the signal. Don't worry about my face. There's nothing in this world, period, that can give you peace that surpasses all understanding. I understand that part now too. Peace that surpasses, because honey, you tell me to get rid of a car and all this stuff, that's not on my understanding. But He gave me peace. I was able to relax, chill. I'm like, okay, maybe He wants me to do this. Maybe He wants that. I didn't know. But the peace that surpasses, I mean, if you don't go to God for nothing else, if you want to experience some real peace, like I told you, I thought that I was experiencing peace. No, ma'am. No, sir. That was not no peace. I don't know what that was. I'm talking about, honey, I had peace. I got peace. Ain't nobody, honey, that was not peace. This peace, when you see me, you're going to see Him. This peace that He gives, I'm telling you, that will help you be celibate on its own. I'm telling you, because when you experience this peace and how He provides and supplies and answers all your cares and all, I mean, he solves your problems. You don't have to explain nothing to God, and He just, does stuff for you and just loves on you and holds you and cares for you. And, when you are able to experience that and talk to Him, He's always available. And honey, you are not going to want to deal with that mess and that stress. You're going to wait on him to bless you with whoever. And you're going to keep this close until he blesses you with whomever. And since you have that connection, because people are like, oh, that don't mean God going to just drop somebody down. And duh, that's common sense. We're all grown. But since we are in this connection with him and we're talking to him, he's going to let us know. Period. When you experience and you hear from him, you have that confidence. Because you don't care what nobody else says or, oh, you're wrong. Say whatever you want to say. You can say that I'm wrong on this or whatever. But I have that confidence because I have confidence that my Father is speaking. When you see me, you're going to see him. Period. It's the God in me. Period. You don't know how much I pray, like Mary was saying. You don't know. Every night I have to stay prayed up because the attacks are coming. Trust and believe me, you. But the attacks will not kill you. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. God for you, who can be against you? Nothing. Stand like me, Shadrach, and Abednego. You're going to come out the fire. You're going to come out the wreck. I came out of a wreck. I'm walking, moving, grooving, looking the same. Y'all will never know if I didn't tell you. I still had the child's birthday party. Because God let me still be here. So after the wreck, got into a round seat, and that was something that I could never do on my own. How smooth that just went. Oh, I didn't, it was because I would get the buy here, pay here, so I get, the generic insurance and all that stuff. So I ain't have all that. And then I can peacefully walk in, get whatever car I want, and walk on out and be driving it. I mean, look at God. Like, when you see me, you're going to see him, period. That's all. I mean, so since he had me to tell my business, y'all have to, I'm this way. I'm asking y'all to trust him. Trust the process. I did not know. That's why I told y'all all my business. But it's done now. So I can tell you. It's nothing that can stop it. It's done. It's already done. So it's just amazing. And then the blessings that keep coming from me just being obedient, me seeing, it's a total different change. I have been in different situations. And I was trying not to cry today. I have been on the other side. And now that I'm on this side, I just want you guys to see God. Like, don't even look at me. When he has me to show you guys what he has blessed me with, I want you guys to see God. Because I didn't even know that he was going to even bless me with this. I have been doing these classes for people since 2017. That's 5 years that I took the leap of faith. Now, I did not know. But with God and just being obedient and trusting him with my kids and all of that, when we don't trust him, it's like we don't trust him with nobody. And everybody knows I don't trust him with my kids. I don't trust nobody. I only trust God. Really, I don't trust nobody. I have my kids 24/7. They're with me right now in class. So, I said all of that to say, when you see me, you want to see him. I don't want anyone to keep saying, oh, well, that was you, and you had to, I had to do the works. But when y'all know that half the time you get attacked and all this stuff, you fighting all this stuff that you have to go through, and all y'all see is the blessing. Y'all don't see all the extra dealing with the other kids and what they're going through and having to pray over certain things and cast out certain things. And I'm telling you, see, people don't go beyond the cover. They don't do all this stuff. They're not doing all this stuff in church. They won't want you to just take them to the doctor and let them dope them up on that fake medicine. That's not, no. We're supposed to be able to heal people with God. It's the God in me. It's not me. You see how he trying to blank out this video? Look at this. He is big mad because I'm telling y'all about my father. He keeps trying to mess up the signal and all this bull crap. Let me see if y'all can see me. If it's still playing, then I'm gonna keep talking. Period. Let me see, because if you see me, you won't see him. And it's still on. Period. Period. Okay, it's still I'm still on here. So regardless if it is So it's still live so y'all can see me. I'm about to get off of this one. Now, unfortunately, it tried to mess up. Because the enemy was big mad that I was telling you guys about God. But we still gonna learn about God, even with the delays. So, because y'all watch people lives all the time, they can have a whole full conversation and y'all still be on their live waiting. So y'all can wait on God. Now, I hope you guys are able to watch to the end. But we are in Isaiah. Y'all can still hear me. I hope it don't blank out again. We're in Isaiah the 42nd chapter, verse 18. He big man. But we're going to move forward. This is what the Lord says, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. For your sake, I will send to Babylon and bring down as fugitives all the Babylonians in the ships in which they took pride. I am the Lord, your Holy One, Israel Creator, your King. This is what the Lord says, he who made a way through the sea, same God that made a way through the Red Sea, same one, he who made a way through the sea, a path through the mighty waters, who drew out the chariots and horses, the one who drew out the chariots and the horses. Remember, honey, they tried it, just like this signal trying it. They tried it, but it ain't gonna work. Now, he said this is the same guy who drew out the chariots and the horses, the army and reinforcements all together, all of them. Not some of them, not part of them, but all of them. He said he drew out all of them together. And they laid there never to rise again. I showed you. I made them rise up the water, made them wash the shore so you could see that they are never to rise again. Showed you all the stuff that I would do to your enemies. Extinguished, snuffed out like a wick. He was like they were snuffed out like a wick, period. Forget the former things. Forget the former things that you knew. Forget about that. Do not dwell on the past. I can't dwell on this nonsense that it's trying to do with the signal. I can't dwell on that. Can't dwell on the past and what I did and what I didn't do and all that stuff. Don't dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. He's doing a new thing in you. That's why he's enlightening you on what's the reality. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Now that it springs up, do you not perceive it? Now that I've done told you all this stuff, do you not perceive it now? He said, I am making a way in the wilderness. I know you're in the wilderness right now, but he's making a way in the wilderness. I'm dealing with the wilderness right now. Look at this signal. Now, on this one. And streams in the wasteland. The wild animals honor me. Even the wild animals honor me. They already know what it is. He said, the wild animals honor me. The jackals and the owls. Because I provide water in the wilderness. So they already know who provides for them. Why you don't know? Why you don't know? It's not your job. To give drink to my people, my chosen. The people I formed myself. God formed us himself. What in the world? That they may proclaim my praise. Period. His praise. It's not about me. Yet you have not called on me, Jacob. Yet you have not called on me. Why? You have not worried yourselves for me, Israel. You have not brought me sheep for burnt offerings, or with your sacrifices. I have not burdened you with grain offerings, nor worried you with the demands for incense. You have not bought any fragrant calamus for me, or lavished on me the fat of your sacrifices. But you have burdened me with your sins. You're putting a burden on God with your sins. And worried me with your offenses. He's worried about you. That's why Yahweh had to say, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what He said, I am he who blots out your transgressions for my own sake. Not for your sake, but for my own sake, since I already said I'm going to do it. And remember your sins no more. I won't even remember your sins no more. Review the past for me. Let us argue the matters together. State the case for your innocence. Your first father sinned. Those I sent to teach you rebelled against me. So I understand what all this is. I went beyond the cover. But I need you to discover him. He said, I need you to discover me, that I am. I already know all that stuff. I already knew your first father sinned. Those I sent to teach you rebelled against me. So the ones that I already know this. You don't have to tell him that. He said, I already know. So I disgraced the dignitaries of your temple. I co-signed Jacob to destruction and Israel to scorn. And then it goes on to talk about Israel, the chosen. But God said all that to say that all you have to do is trust and believe me, you. When you see me, you see him. But for real, I cannot play with this. I told you my story for a reason. So that, like he said, just like he brought the people out of Israel through the Red Sea, he said he parted the Red Sea. How would they know that they was going to be delivered through the Red Sea, God parting the Red Sea? How did I know that? I was going to be delivered out of a wreck, that I was going to be delivered from these cars, and that it was going to build my credit. How did I know? I didn't. Lean not into your own understanding, but to acknowledge God in all your ways. Spend more time with God. Get to know God so you can get to know you. When you see me, you see him. It's just the God in me. There's nothing else for me to say. It's not me. I didn't get myself out the wreck. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego didn't get themselves out the fire. He said, I thought it was 3, but it was 4 up in that fire. God with you. God for you. Who can be against you? He's always with you. He was with Joseph. He was with David. And God was with them. And God was with them. And God. And God is with me. When you see me, you see him. People ain't scared of me. They're scared of him, the Almighty. So that's all I have for you guys on today. We were in Isaiah. Look at this. The 43rd chapter, and we started at the 14th verse. So I hope you guys get this. Don't worry about the extraness. These are part of the attacks. But as you've seen, I had to keep going. Period. I have to be obedient. I have to continue to do what God has me to do. Period.